caught that just in time. So back at it with another episode. You are chilling with Kicking It at Mellow with your people, your hosts. Caught them in the middle of that. Where you at? Are you sitting on a beanbag, sitting in your chair? Are you in the car? Are you on the toilet? Are you even watching it? Are you listening? Either way it goes, we about to jump back into it. It's your girl Ashley Elise, Big Energy, passing it over to
the one and only Brandon DeVincent. I also edit, so I might edit that out. No, I'm playing. Shout out to the producer in the back, young Amalola, big Amalola.
Young 25 gang. She just reached the age where she can legally rent a car.
You the feds?
Ooh, put her business out there. I ain't put her social security out.
But yeah, welcome back to the show, man. Appreciate y'all for coming to kick it with us once again, man. Y'all know how we like to get started, man. Want to tap into, our week. We're gonna do a little different this time, right? We're gonna do a little different. So what we got coming up this week? What you what you looking forward to the most this upcoming week? You know what I'm saying? What you got your eyes on?
A break. You feel me? Because I don't go back in until Thursday. I mean, I got lectures like all morning on Tuesday, but really like a break. I want to see what I'm going to do with my free time, like how I'm going to utilize it for me and for my purposes only, as opposed to trying to be better for something like outside of me type thing. So I'm really excited to see what I do with my free time. And also the kid is really growing up, because at the end of the week I had to take a picture for my residency application. So stay tuned.
Okay, Miley.
Say cheese.
Okay, that's dope. This week, what I got on this week? I'm looking forward to another week of this being great. You know what I'm saying? It's always beautiful to be within your own skin.
The melanin skin.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Being in your skin, being that one within.
I thought I say one and only.
I mean, I already said that. They already know it, so you know what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm just looking forward to. Oh wait, get paid this week. I'm looking forward to that. That's
golly.
Looking forward to that.
Month of week. I'm looking forward to a time point in my life where I can say, "Ooh, I'll get it paid this week, this month, today." Because I don't remember the last time I said that. It's been a minute.
You're wearing green, so you manifesting that.
Ready. This is, country vibes, you feel me? Not like a Texas thing, but like East Texas, you gotta have a little flavor in it. Yeah. That's how it sounds when you trying to ride a horse and talk at the same time. He's a joke. Okay, so what we gonna do after that? I think we typically jump into a conversation at this point. Was you done? Or did I interrupt you?
Well, I was gonna say I'm wearing green too, so I'm always manifesting more money.
Like money green? That's not money green. What is it?
It's green.
Is that what they call hunter green? What is it?
Hunter green.
He tried to match my country vibes.
Just like, sometimes they be referring to this like the boo-boo green.
So
I'm boo-booing all my competition.
Ooh, run it back, cause what? Technical difficulties. But what we about to do? Jump back into it. Anyways, so what we was about to do was, I think we were getting ready to define sacrifices. Cause what? We make sacrifices. What's your definition of sacrifice?
Sacrifice. What I like to say?
I don't know.
It's so hard to define. It's so hard.
Oh my God.
To define sacrifice.
All right. Well, while he over there thinking about it, maybe let me just do my quick one sentence, no comma type thing. To me, sacrifice means to give up for either the betterment, or what we may feel like is the betterment of either ourselves or something outside of ourselves.
Yeah, I think it's releasing something you feel is holding you back. Well, releasing something that you feel is holding you back from moving forward. I think you're sort of sacrificing something close to you, sort of relinquishing anything that you feel is an impediment on your future, kind of sort of moving forward. Maybe.
Okay. This is our definition at the beginning of this episode.
Right.
Somebody might want to change it at the end.
Facts.
Anyways, that's in regards to like sacrificing. But another word is compromising or to compromise. What's the definition of that?
Compromise.
Oh my God.
No, I think if I was to say like compromising, it's sort of similar, but it's like it's like finding a balance. When I look at sacrifice, it's like you're completely giving something up. If I look at compromise, it's like you're like bending but not maybe breaking. It's just like you're meeting at a middle point. So you're not completely going on one end, but you're willing to maybe do miniature sacrificing to get to a certain place, if that makes sense. I don't know. That's what I think right now.
So
I think
to
compromise.
Compromise is to partially sacrifice, but the sacrifice isn't necessarily to compromise. All right. Anyway, so that's my guy's definition. Mine.
The last part. She said
there was him. I just helping him out. I would say, it is to come to an even playing ground, either with self or with other participants in the situation, to where both people feel like they benefit and they're okay. Unless it's like a with yourself type thing, to where you feel like you're okay either way.
I think that's the ideal scenario. Unfortunately, I feel like compromising a lot of times. Someone always gets the short end of the stick, even though they may not vocalize it. Sometimes people compromise and they give up a little more for the sake of maybe sustaining whatever it is they have with the other person. It's like you thinking you compromising, but it's really like a short-term win because you really didn't. You really were sacrificing something more. And if it's not really stated, it could have residual effects. In my opinion, sometimes I feel like compromising is tough. It's not easy, But I mean, I'm pretty sure we're not really saying that, but that's what came across my mind.
What came across my mind when you said all that is that's probably an issue because whenever we think of like compromise, it's kind of like coming to the table once to discuss the topic type thing and then leaving it at that. Mm-hmm. But if you make it like a continuous type of like commitment, you come to the table and you like modify type thing as time progresses, whatever you're compromising on. Yeah. But in saying that, like everything evolves with time. So before we get to this aspect, how about we backtrack? And I would just say, like, what do you think your childhood taught you about sacrifices, if anything?
Taught me about sacrificing?
Yeah, like, I don't know, where did you see it? Like, who taught you it? Like, was it your environment? Was it your people, your fam? Like, what did your childhood upbringing do for you in regards to sacrificing?
I guess in relation to the topic, it was always just about getting it done. No matter what it takes, not really having an excuse, especially when you're already at a certain position. Like, from what I saw, it's like, okay, you have this available to you. Why are you not taking advantage of the resources you have? Whatever the case may be, that's what it was in my mind. It was like, even if you didn't have much, it was figuring out what you did have, because you always have something. That's what it was growing up, in regards to sacrifice, getting it done, no matter what the case may be. So even if it causes, maybe in my mind, what I saw growing up, even if it causes you to lose a little bit of you in the way, you get it accomplished. It's about executing, per se.
Okay. I can kind of like piggyback off that a little bit. When I was thinking of like that question in regards to like childhood, I really picture like my mom and like my grandma. Like they are the people who taught me about like sacrifice, kind of, sort of. If not, like probably, yeah, it's them. And when I say them, like my mom, like it would be sometimes where we didn't have no food in the kitchen. It was just like poquito, like a little bit type thing. My mama didn't want us to go hungry. She made sure we ate if she didn't eat nothing. So in that instance, it's like, yo, I got to take care of my responsibility of the people that I love. I have to be able to look out for them type thing. So sacrificing, I don't know, nourishment for the betterment of my children. Make sure they come up right, as well as like my grandma. Like I don't know what she did really besides work and take care of us type thing. I feel like she sacrificed her happiness for her grandchildren and for her children type thing. So in that sense, like my upbringing taught me that like you're important, but like things outside of you are just as important. The things or the people that you love, like you got to do what you have to do type thing to make sure that people are okay. Like it's not just you.
Right. I have just a side question. It's slightly off topic, but not really. So, do you think that's the reason why everyone's so big on, doing everything you want to do, like before you have like kids and stuff like that? Like, is that like the major thing about that? Or do you feel like it's just as important to set your level of, even when you do have kids or you have other individuals in your life, partners or whatnot, or partner and everything like that, moving forward, do you set like not necessarily the expectation, but like a standard for yourself, instead of sacrificing things, but you're compromising how much you're willing to give to others and how much you're willing to give to yourself, even when you have like a family? I know it's hard to say because we don't have it yet, but do you have something like in your mind, like maybe of a,
I don't know, that's a thick question. Can you put that in one sentence, no commas?
no commas?
Yeah. Is it important to get things out of the way before you consider having a family? Is that what you're asking?
Is it okay? Yeah, I guess is it? Do you feel like it's more important to live your life before have a family, or more important to figure out what the balance would be like when you do have a family, and having time for yourself still?
Okay, dang, I had the answer, but then you kept talking.
That's what I like to do.
So like, cuss word, I hate to do that. It was there. Next time, if y'all see me interrupt him, that's what happened, because I had the answer and boom. But I think I don't think having a family gets in the way type thing to where you sacrifice too much, where you end up like losing yourself. I think the important part is being able to identify what's appropriate, like what and when it is appropriate to sacrifice or to compromise. It's just a skill set to have in general, with or without a family type thing, because you don't just make sacrifices, or you're not just compromising with like people that you love, like your family. Sometimes you do it like for yourself type thing. Sometimes it's just literally isolated to self. And sometimes it's not even just people. Sometimes like you do it. Sometimes I like to say like, oh, I'm doing this for the betterment of the universe type thing. I don't even know like what that means to like its full extent. It probably has nothing to do with people. It's probably like the environment in general that the people exist in. But what about you?
I think there's a little truth in the matter, but I do think it's more important in any situation to have, I guess, a standard, or your like, I guess, knowing your space and your and I think, I guess, on the journey of getting more in tune with yourself than with ourselves, everyone individually, you get to the point where you monitor your energy and you can kind of tell when things are off and stuff. So knowing how to communicate that with those around you now, even maybe before you might have a family and stuff, and being able to communicate that well, that's something that I think it can be
Evolving over time,
but it's also something that you could deliver and be sort of like, I don't want to use the word contagious, but like everyone around you is going to have that same type of like feeling, or like it's not going to be viewed as a bad thing. I think we get into situations, what I saw growing up with like adults and stuff like that at the time, because I was a young lad, but from what I witnessed is a lot of people, like you mentioned, sacrificing their either their happiness or whatever the case may be. It could be food, like you're talking about. It can be them not eating just for like but it's like not to like that degree, not like that, because you just got to get it done, but in a general state of happiness. I don't want to be in a situation to where I don't know what that is for me. I don't know what keeps me in a good space, and then I bring other individuals into this world, and I'm responsible for them and breathing life into them, and I don't really have that myself in a nice equilibrium or nice balance. So I want to make sure that I have myself situated first, and then hopefully, we get this thing kicking. We be a whole big, nice family in a good
I don't even really
space.
know if that's a thing of being situated before we make it to the next step, or like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like people get caught up in the habit of like, once I get here, then I can do this type thing, because we always have a tendency to change the bar or move it type thing before we can actually reach it, unless you have something concrete written on paper.
That's more so like what it's like a never ending journey. You're always growing and evolving, so your space is going to change. But I feel like there is it in my opinion, it does do the situation a little more justice if you have some type of balance within yourself. Like you're in tune with your energy enough to where there's certain things you don't pass down to you reduce the amount of like negative energies and negative things. There's a lot of times where I see individuals take what they have going on, and it's like they're deflecting on people that it shouldn't be, that energy shouldn't be going towards, and so like getting in tune with all this stuff, I think that helps in regards to the whole sacrifice and compromise of the situation.
Right. So being in tune with yourself brings a level of awareness to where you're able to sacrifice or compromise in a healthy manner, to where you don't become compromised, because you can be compromising in a situation, but sometimes by doing that or being overly like sacrificing type thing, you can become a compromised individual, which simply means that you're in a vulnerable state. You're not as effective as you were aiming to be, or like you can be type thing. So it's a level of awareness, and that comes with time, like you were saying, like as people, like we change, like we evolve with our experiences type thing. So like how has your I guess your perception, or like, I don't know, approach to like sacrificing or compromising like evolved, like as you become a little baby lad to a bigger lad?
Bigger lad. I think and I hinted at this at the previous episode, like now, like I embrace challenge, I embrace compromise, I embrace potential sacrifices.
You really embrace, you said that 3 times.
Yeah, it's because I don't mind being challenged, because I know when a challenge is come, I look at it sort of like a test. I might have said this before, like, you're testing me. You thinking I'm not gonna go at this hard? I don't know what it is, but I feel like when I come out of that, I'm gonna come out of it stronger. I may be sacrificing some things, but those may be things that I needed to shed off of me. It may feel like a sacrifice. Oh, I can't do this anymore, but maybe I'm more effective or more efficient now because I'm not doing some of those same things that I may have liked or enjoyed doing that might have been taking up too much of my time.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
Your level of, I guess, like confidence and like trust with yourself has put you like in a space to where like you're willing to sacrifice more things, or like things that hold like a higher level of like value, because you have a belief that you'll like get through or something. I'm trying to follow you.
Yeah, it's more so I believe in the finished product, and it'll never be finished. So I believe in the finished product of branding, but it'll never be finished because I don't know when my shelf life is going to end. But the branding that you all get to witness every day goes into it like, oh, okay, about to be another cold day, but I don't know what obstacles are going to come to make me even colder. Cause godly, they gotta be strong nowadays, man. Cause cold, boy. I'm talking ice cold.
All right, I think that's the point.
So, but I'm saying I embrace those things because now it's like, oh, okay, that's a bet. Now I'm about to go even harder now. That's why I ended up, wanting to do the 75-day challenge and stuff like that. When I saw it, came across my screen, and I did the math, and it's like, okay, it's gonna end on my birthday. Bet, let's get it. No thought about it.
So right now you're sacrificing quality food.
I'm sacrificing bread. Oh my
taste,
Lord.
not quality.
I'm sacrificing rice.
Some of this food we be eating is trash. Yeah.
That's true. That's very true.
But you don't realize that until you stop, until you cut it out.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I think you had kind of summed it up pretty good earlier. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. What about you?
Like I said, like my viewpoint of like sacrifice and compromise just really comes from like watching people do not necessarily completely for me, but it benefited me type thing. Like working like tirelessly, like to be able to provide for me, and me not really seeing too many smiles or like sensations of happiness like for them type thing. Like even when it was like break time, that's where it came from. And I want to say that's kind of sort of like I guess how I've been functioning or how I was functioning, because I definitely had to change it up. Like I can appreciate that, but that's a little bit too taxing for me, a little bit too heavy for me. I understand the concept of like sacrificing and compromising. Like I do that too. It's another way of expressing like love, admiration, or something for something outside of me or even to myself. But the major change is like at the end of it, remembering me type thing. Like I said, like I am willing to compromise, but not to the point to where I become compromised type thing. Like I will sacrifice in certain settings or situations, but I will not necessarily completely like sacrifice myself to where I'm unable to recognize myself anymore, where like essentially like I don't know if this is appropriate to say, but like I kill myself. Like it's possible to still be on earth and like be free, like not behind bars, but you still can be locked up type thing mentally. So I never want to sacrifice myself to the capacity to where I end up being like that type thing. So I think now my definition or like how I function in regards to sacrifice and compromising is more so like making sure I still look out for me type thing, more so than what I saw growing up. Be able to show up for other people as well as showing up for me. So, what have we done? We're coming to the end of the episode for this particular part. You have been listening to part 1, but stay tuned. We not done yet, sweetheart. We coming back for what? Part 2 later on this week. Alright, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, I need to be in it. Oh, okay.
Dang it, look like somebody stole y'all dog. Put that box down.
Ashley,
What?
if somebody that threw you up with your video,
Did what?
they were literally in the middle of doing it. You
That's
know
what I'm saying. I do that all the time.
Talking noise.
I look good.
That was for me. How's your day going, sport?
Me?
Yeah.
It's going.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's
What
okay.
direction?
To the left, to the left. Upward, I guess. I mean, the closer it gets to me getting off, the better.
What time are you clocked in?
8.
What time you getting up?
8. Why you made me?
I can't hear that.
Hey, y'all threw out the beat.
Bro, do it again.
I was ready.
You gotta hit that.
We can see.